Hi, I'm Ryan Graves, and this is The Person Within. In this episode, we'll hear the inspirational story of Jeff Waldmuller, who faced one of the most difficult situations and decisions imaginable, and yet through it all, found his true calling in life. Thank you for watching, and please share it with someone who could use this message of hope.
I'd been at Midwestern State University previously, but was finishing up my undergrad at University of Houston for music. And I was home for the holidays, and about a mile and a half from my mom and dad's house, I was struck by a semi-truck. It had crushed my right arm and my right leg. I'd bit a hole through my tongue. And they say I coded twice, but they resuscitated me. Lots of internal bleeding, massive amounts of skin and muscle just ripped away from the bone. And my elbow was also crushed by the tires of the truck.
Jeff Waldmuller is a really interesting, dynamic person. He has this long history of being extremely talented. In fact, when I met him, he had just come off being on a world tour with Stomp, which is he's this sort of international musician. And I met him and he was in his early 20s. He might not have even been 20 yet, but he had bought his nice motorcycle and he was riding it with all his protective equipment and knew how to ride it, and unfortunately just got unlucky. He slid out on some gravel and he was run over by a semi. And that's how you meet Dr. Schachter. So we took him to the operating room and we spent about 6 hours putting his elbow back together. We also spent a lot of time on his foot and ankle. His elbow did very well, but his foot had been completely crushed, and unfortunately the soft tissues and skin of his foot never were able to heal adequately. And so we really, we spent probably 18 to 20 months working on limb salvage and trying to save his limb.
Let me tell you, this guy, Roderick, he scored like 30 something points that game. He was dunking on all these other colleges. It was a high level basketball game, and it blew my mind. And they said, hey, come with me. We're going to go to the track, and I'm going to do a track workout. And like immediate from a basketball game to a track workout. And it was like, I thought they said you're an amputee. He's like, yeah. And he pulled up his pant leg. Like as soon as I met Roderick, as soon as we were done, I called Josh on my way home. I said, hey, I think that amputation is what I want to do. He goes, all right, see you Wednesday.
I had no doubt whatsoever that once he got his prosthesis, he was going to be running marathons, and he certainly showed us that the sky's the limit.
I got my prosthesis January. By April, I got my first running prosthesis, and I started cycling as well, mountain biking, in fact. June, I ran my first track meet and took gold in the 100. I also did long jump in 200 during that track meet. And I decided that summer to pursue a career in track and field, and decided to pursue a career in prosthetics. Fell absolutely in love with it. And I became a technician, started building in the lab, started building prostheses in the lab, and also doing a lot of advocating and marketing for the company. And now I design prosthetic components and do patient clinical testing. I travel all over the world doing this stuff. I get to work with athletes, and eventually led me to being selected to become an official prosthetist for the Paralympic Games in Tokyo.
He took this moment in his life and made it a new life, and it was just an amazing process to see happen, and to see him go through what he went through. And I remember rounding on him and when he was having wound changes before the amputation, and he was under a lot of pressure and pain, and a lot of people taking care of him, and he always smiled, and he always was thankful, and he's always grateful for the care that he was getting, and that really touched me. We see so much illness and so much tragedy. A story like this, it buoys your soul, because you get to see that this is a good outcome. Not the best outcome. He's Jeff's walking on a titanium leg, but he can outrun me, and I got 2 legs, you know, and he can outcycle me, you know, and those are the kind of stories that I think people need to hear, because, yeah, I mean, we all are going to have challenges in our lives. We all are going to have those things that make us take a step back and go, what or why or if. But it's the challenges in life that make us grow, strengthen, improve, trust, faith, whatever. Those are the ones that really matter. And those, I think when those stories are out there, that people need to hear that.